Alright, hey, what is up, guys? It's me, Eddie, and I am back with another, episode of Katawa Shoujo. This is part 2. I think this is the third day, probably. Oh god, my throat is gonna die. My throat is already dying. What's going on? This is bad. My throat's already dying, then. Oh boy. Let me just check volume real. Oh, we've got 3 people. That's awesome. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Nice to see y'all around. I will just check volume real quick, so give me a second. Okay, everything seems good. Lunch evolution theory. Okay. I feel very tired this morning, probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. Hold on, let me... Okay. Okay. Let me turn this... Okay. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I start doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have the answer for them if they do, so the situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. He does, however, stop us to say we're going to break into groups again. I turn my head to see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing. The smile says, "We have you now, there is no escape." He-chan, it looks like we're together again. Yay yay. Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now unless I were to jump through the window. Jumping out of the window isn't the best option, sadly. What's wrong, He-chan? Oh, He-chan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you? It's okay, He-chan. We were talking about it after you left, and it would be rude to expect you to already have an answer for us this early, right? Right. Tilde. Ha 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 ha! I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense. And even more pleased to know that you both are crazy, that both of you know how crazy the two of you can be. At least they seem chill. Now that that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand in an overly dramatic and important way. When I actually look at the stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only 2 problems. I almost want to say something about how her rush to get started seems a bit much considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune seems to know how little there is and simply doesn't care. Why are my eyes doing this? Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, it almost seems like the workload doesn't matter to her as much as the fact that there is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. Oh, while I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problems. It looks like she's working alone. Oh. I can't remember seeing her working with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there. Huh? Who? Who, He-chan? Her, Hanako. Over there. Does she always work alone? I think so, He-chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone? I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something. No, I don't think that would be a good idea, He-chan. Why not? Shi-chan wouldn't get along with her. Eh? Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. It's nervous, but it still has that lifting up and down quality present in everything she says. Just because, He-chan. By the now, Shizune has noticed our conversation, and it makes me realize how Misha has been signing everything she has been saying this whole time. Oh. Oh! What, Shi-chan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not going to say that. You said it anyway. I know, Hee-chan. It's fine if you overhear. I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand a thing Shizune is saying, and vice versa. Is that also why she signs all the time, so there's never a conversation Shizune will be left out of? Aw, Misha's super cool. Hold on. Anyway, we should start on the problems now, Hee-chan. We finished with time to spare, and I will ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as frankly the food so far has been subpar. Darn. This ends Shizune and Misha arguing among themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we will have the time to go all the way there. And what about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Yeah, I wouldn't. That makes sense. Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's an odd sight. Everyone else in the class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks, the ones with actual box lunches mixed in, and chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But when I watch Hanako, it feels like I'm the only one who could see her, almost as if she was invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I've started watching her. I guess she's waiting for someone. What to do? Well, lads, first save. Shit, what do I do? Oh! I feel like this is actually important. This is important. I kind of feel. Is this? I feel like I'm being put on a route. This is the route. This is the route, lads. This is the route. Do I do it? Do I do it? Is this a good first route? I already know it's gonna happen. Well, not really, but I already know it's gonna happen if I probably know. I know it's probably going to happen. God damn it, I kind of want to know more, though. I still feel bad for making her run away yesterday, so I better say something. Hey there, Hanako. Hisa? Well, at least she remembers my name. Hey, I just wanted to apologize for yesterday. I didn't mean to startle you or anything. I'm just new here and thought I should get to know my classmates. Oh! Oh my god, that's adorable! Oh. As Hanako looks at me, I notice her scarring once more. It's a little bewildering, you could barely notice it from across the room, but it's so noticeable close up. Yeah, it's because she's covering the other half with her hair. That's okay. It was my fault. No, that wasn't anyone's fault. It just kind of happened. So, are you waiting for someone? I saw you looking at the door before. Yes, Lily. Oh, you mean Lily, the blind girl? Hanako only nods in response, and I can't help but wonder if defining people through their disabilities is a follow packs of the worst kind or just normal here. I guess that's why Lily took off after her yesterday. She seems like a nice girl. Are you two friends? Yes. As if hoping for Lily to appear, she checks over her shoulder again. I think I'm making her nervous again. I hope I'm not disturbing you right now. No, that's not it. It's just easier if Lily doesn't come here. What do you mean? Oh, it's because it's hard to get around the classroom? Not really. Hanako's gaze drifts past my shoulder and towards Shizune. Shizune? Hanako nods again. What about her? Don't they get along? Hanako shakes her head. Clearly this is something she doesn't want to talk about. What? Okay, we got a mystery. We've got a... Okay. It does make a strange sort of sense, Shizune and Lily not getting along so well. Communication between the two would be all but impossible. It's hard enough talking to Shizune through Misha, even when you can see whose hands are talking. Hanako is so focused on Shizune that I am first to notice Lily at the door. Oh, she's here now. Hanako spins around to confirm this. Upon seeing Lily, she quickly moves to the door. Lily? Ah, Hanako, good morning. Is the president here? Yes. Hanako glances over her shoulder at Shizune again, as if to confirm she can't hear them, even though that's impossible. Aww. I suppose we'd be best off then. Lily's sigh and tone of what seems like frustration makes me raise an eyebrow. I guess there's some kind of amenity between the two. It's intriguing, but it's not really something I'd ask about. I'm sure if they wanted me to know, they would tell me. It's only my third day here. I should be trying to make friends, not finding out why people are enemies. Still, it's funny to find out this school has little feuds, just like my old high school. Even if people are more tolerant of others, they're still going to get on each other's nerves. Aww. Hey Lily, how are things? Hey Lily, how are things? I'm sorry I made you run off yesterday. Oh my, Hisao. Oh my, is that Hisao? I didn't realize you were here. It seems like Lily is a little embarrassed about being so frank in front of me. I'm sorry, really, Lily. I thought you had realized. No, it's alright, Hanako. Hisao, please don't worry about yesterday. It was all just a misunderstanding. So, if you say so, I'm still working this place out. Well then, I think you'll find most people here a lot more forgiving than elsewhere. If you're feeling a little confused, don't be afraid to ask questions. Sure, I'll remember that. Lily? Lily gives a small nod of acknowledgement. I'm sorry, Hisao, but we must be off. Hanako really doesn't look that comfortable here right now, and Lily still seems a little embarrassed. I wonder if my apologies really made any impact. Mind if I okay. Mind if I accompany you two? I know I'm kind of pushing it, but Lily hums quietly, still smiling. I'm sure that we could accommodate you, can't we, Hanako? Okay. Yeah, okay, no, that was definite. Okay. She looks at Lily. Yeah, I had a feeling making that choice back there was going to lead to this. Okay, interesting. We're getting some developments. I really like the uniforms, by the way. She looks at Lily, then at me, then she freezes, wide-eyed. Sure. Aww, I like this sprite so much. Well then, shall we go? I'm sure Lily wouldn't do this so easily if she saw how scared Hanako looks, but I guess it can't be helped now. Declining after the deal is sealed would only cause confusion and problems. So we leave, all three together. Lily walks beside the wall, letting her cane gently tap against it every now and then. Hanako comes right beside her, so close that she is practically half hugging her as they go. Although that it must make her walking that much harder, Lily takes it in stride. As we turn around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a steam train. Hanako shrieks a little, and my vision briefly goes black. Ouch! Amy! Oh my god! Wait! It's her, the most iconic girl in the game! Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down on the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on at a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs. Or she does, but they are not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs and shins and feet are made of some black plaster, metallic or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is, hurting. The girl winces a little. Oh, my chest hurts too, phantom pain. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. Twin tails, girl! I fucking love twin tails, by the way, I want to say. Oh man, hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I was looking where I was going, and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry. She's looking really apologetic in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about her being angry on anything since hurt puppies are my weak spot. It's okay, don't worry about it. Ouch. I say that, but there's a strange pain growing in my chest, and I know this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself. Don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. Oh my god. You're gonna need a fucking chest plate, dude. Like, armor. Try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. It seems normal. Hey, should I get a nurse? The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps out of it. I stared at her for a few seconds dumbfounded until I realized I probably looked worse off than I really was, doubled over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me, big time, but it's nothing more than that. Sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard. It's okay, I said I was fine and nothing's broken, no harm done. That's good, He saw what happened. She's not quite up to speed for obvious reasons, but she sounds very worried. More than what the situation deserves, really. Someone just bumped into me. Nothing serious, just winded. Sorry, it was my fault. Is it just me, or is she drawn in like a slightly different art style from the other two? I'm sorry, it was my fault. I'm just going to get some stuff, and I was kind of in a hurry. That someone here is Amy, isn't it? The little girl coughs quietly and shuffles her plastic or metallic feet, looking down at them before saying anything. Hi, Lily. Hanako. I guess the girls know each other. Do please try to be more careful. You might be sturdy enough to endure these sorts of accidents, but there are people who aren't. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a child caught misbehaving. It's so cute that I find myself smiling. Aww. I do too. Bro, twin tails are peak. I'm just gonna say that much. I know. I was just... I gotta go. Teacher will have my head. I promised to help with print tests, but he went running instead. Sorry, I gotta change and everything. Before any of us can say anything, Emmy has already bolted away, leaving the hallway eerily quiet. Does that kind of thing happen often around here? There are more rules in Yamako than usual for running in corridors. But that really stops Emmy, it seems. She shakes her head weakly and offers a slight, composed smile. I don't think there's anything we can do to stop her, I'm afraid. Shall we be off, then? Lily heads off along the hallway. And Hanako hurries after her. The route to the room the two use for tea is fairly simple to retrace, being still fresh in my mind from yesterday. Lily and Hanako quickly go about the business of making lunch. Before I can open my small bag of food, Lily's busying herself with her thermos and tea bags as Hanako is setting out both their lunch boxes. So this is what you meant by coming here almost every day. Yes, Hanako and I usually have lunch here. It suits both of us, so we ended up using this room regularly. After seeing Hanako's reactions to me over the past couple days, I can understand why that is a boon. That, and Lily being able to get some quiet away from her class as well. I take my seat last after Lily's poured the tea for us and sits down. Oh! I feel like this is the CG from last time, except Hanako's here, which I feel like makes a lot more sense. Given that he always kind of seemed to be steering more in this direction than here. The more I spend the time with these two girls, the more I think they're a perfect foil to Misha and Shizune. Even without a voice, Shizune is distinct, direct, and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is the most soft-spoken and relaxed. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. So, how are you faring in Yamaku, Hisao? You seem a bit flustered before. Apart from getting lost every now and then and being crash-tackled outside my classroom, fine, I guess. You look pretty hurt, okay. You look pretty hurt before. Are you really okay? For a brief moment, I considered telling Hanako and Loli about my condition, but then I hold it back. I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from these two girls' expressions, I don't think they're buying it. But what I assume is their way of respecting my privacy, they don't press the matter. I guess that is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask. Even if people's conditions are obvious, like Hanako's, there's still bound to be a story involved. Everyone has things they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that. So, how long have you been in this school? You both seem to know your way around pretty well. Well, I've been here since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Hanako joined at the start of high school as well, and moved to the dormitories when she did, if memory serves me right. That's right, since high school. So you've known each other since then? Since I moved, yes. Hanako lives next door to me, so it's only natural, right? Right. Yeah, of course. Living next to someone is probably reason enough to befriend them. Though I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. I can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has to deliberately avoid looking at her scars. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. It isn't long before the bells are signaling the end of our lunch break. Like me, the girls are packing up their lunches efficiently as they set out. I guess I'd better be off. Are you going to go Kisao, Hanako? Hanako looks up for me, and for a second I can see that she's considering skipping class, maybe just to avoid walking through the classroom with me. Yes. I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if looked at in the wrong way. It makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to look as natural as I can. We should hurry then. Class has already started by the sound of it. Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane. Hanako and I fling out before her. Fling out or filing? Filing out before her. We walk down the empty halls to our respective classes. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns towards me. Hanako, thank you for sharing lunch with us today. My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways. Lily entering her classroom and leading Hanako and me to make off on our own. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So, do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Aww. Okay, then. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard coming up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. And Lily was right. The more time we spend out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open to the rear door to the class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me in and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. This is the third time Hanako has had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way to our seats. Uh-oh, and I notice that Misha and Shizune are both missing as well. Uh-oh. I wonder if there's some sort of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of the school. Trying to make as little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. The class goes on quietly. Teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects that everyone is a natural genius. Whoa, I like the music! Wait, this is the first time I've heard this one, right? Oh man, it is loud though. Well, let me fuck with the volumes a little. Yeah, is that good enough? Is that good enough? It's not so loud on my end, but it's definitely loud on your end. When the final bell sounds, I realize that there's still a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital, I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here, filling the considerably shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm left alone with the teacher. Muto's examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Ball pen. Raising his eyes from his papers briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it, Nakai? I jump at him addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there's no one else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I do after school. Teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen he is holding and arranges his paper into a sack, clacking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical, and for a brief moment, I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routined. You have no plans? No, I consider joining a club, but I don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest. I guess. I don't know how to continue from there. Muto looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation, but I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not that I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. It's like, it feels that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. There we go, we gotta... These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whether they might seem at first glance. Yeah. He says the same thing as Yuko did. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha or Hanako? It's not like you could ignore her face. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Teacher! Misha crashes in, her hands straight in an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher with a bouncing step, hands energetically swinging in the rhythm. Muto, visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general, slumps in his chair. Mikado. Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what. Yes? We have talked about volume control before. Yes! But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. So what is it? We need help. We're running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress. She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood. Plywood is always a problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little, but that time we just took all of it and went with that. Now that there's none left here, so do you know where there is some? I don't understand. How would I know? Shi-chan. I mean, the president thought that the teacher would know if there's plywood. Was she wrong? Muto looks like he is in great pain, frowning with his entire essence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible. Like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm afraid I have no idea if there's any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any. Aw, what should I do? Perhaps find Mr. Nomiya. I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them from his cold, dead hands, but that's a different matter. I don't have time. We are so busy. She holds her head with both of her hands, looking as despairing as possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumbles the note she's holding against her hair. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do and we're falling behind schedule. And we are falling behind the schedule. Muto looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling really doesn't fit his face. It'd be better if he didn't. Well, that's rude. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. He switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression as if to say, go make some friends. Yeah, exactly. I'm right here. I guess I could give you a hand. You can? Oh, I love this. I love this theme. You can? Thanks, Hee-chan, you really are nice. Yeah, I kinda am. She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with her finger, yelping, ah, and looking very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's Hee-chan doing over here? Class is over, you should be having fun. We just had a little chat. Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hee-chan? No, I'm not. Is Hee-chan in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Muto sighs deeply, and I feel like I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So, what do you need? Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood from somewhere if there's none in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but there's no implications on whether I'm joining the council or not. Oh, come on, Hisao. Don't be like that. Aww. Look at her, she's so sad. Why would you say that? Just don't bring it up. Still, thanks, Hee-chan. Try to be quick. We're in a stall building streak now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry. She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Oh, there you have it, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting that is undoubtedly Shizune's, I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit the hallway. The classroom closest to ours is designated belonging to classrooms 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side, and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor with identical doors are rooms that I didn't even think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom, and as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There's some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty classroom. Anybody home? Something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Oh hey, it's you! Sitting on the desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, but I still somehow took her as part of the furnishing or a statue at first glance. I'm not being very too observant today as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. Oh, I know why she has a boy's uniform, because if she had a skirt and she was doing that, then okay. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence, and trying to think if I should. The weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Hello? The girl stuffs the fork full in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. That is a bit awkward. Hello, I was told to pick up some supplies from here. From the festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrows as if suspecting my observation was false. You are pretty observant, I guess. I guess it does, but who are you? The girl's pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai, Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. Of course she is. Seems like a jokester. Kinda bothers me. Joking about these matters don't feel appropriate at all. I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl... What's appropriate and whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. You need to get your stuff. The supplies are in the back. Sorry. Go ahead. But lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch, but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too, but I really don't know what I should say. Litter? I don't know. Dunch? I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. Why not? But I'm hungry now. My delicious boxed lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious. With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So, Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, from the school. From the outside, you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out. I can guess. I'm good at guessing, better than most people. Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of this issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition, or maybe that's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be with an overtly contemptive look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. I don't think it's anything with your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your What?! This messed up Sherlock Holmes, and the sheer tact of it was delivered, and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have been reeled back even physically as Rin's eyes widened in revelation and astonishment. So I was right, there's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing I could think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem, arrhythmia. I said it, more like I blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed. How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous. Ugh. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you. I just collect people, and a person with, that kind of problem would have been really great. Collect people. People with different problems. So you just, go around asking people what's wrong with them. Pretty much. I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what she said. What, about your tackle? It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people I've either known about already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of my introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hirsao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us, what a disgusting thought. Okay, I feel like what's kind of interesting, I feel like it depends for, each person. Like, for Rin, it's obvious. Well, no, it's obvious for a lot of people, right? But I feel like Rin lets it, be a part of her identity a lot more as... Right? Hanako seems embarrassed by it. It's kind of obvious with Lily, too. Once you observe her a little. But it's not really a part of who she is. And Shizune, it's, very much a part of her, right? Right? I think it depends. Amy doesn't seem to... I mean, obviously, we haven't really seen Amy that much thus far. But Amy, I feel like she... Just based on what I already do know about her, and I already do know a little bit, is what I would like to say, but I actually realize that is a lie. I don't. Amy, I feel like she doesn't really let it define her either. But Rin, I feel like lets it define her, but not like in a shameful way, but in a, yeah, that's me sort of way. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Or maybe this Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is a burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. Yeah. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms makes her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty except for the murky green eyes which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance of the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight would discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, at least. Don't pay too much heed to it, then. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. So, do you always eat alone this late, or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitors, maybe you're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof if she's not horsing around. Is that Amy? Horsing? She likes to do sports. It's Amy, isn't it? Oh. That's all I could think to say. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bit of her meal to her mouth. I look down at my haul and double-check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now. That's very nice of you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. It's fun. You need to do whatever you're going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping. I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks here. Oh! I thought you were joking. Even though I did, I think I have to be going. Yeah, it's not polite. I'll catch you around, Hazuka. You can call me Rin. I feel like our relation at this point is good enough to warrant this much. I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine then, I'm Hisao. Then you are. Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple times, and I can't figure why a pause like this just popped up between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisao. There's something like a tiny smile on her face, baby. I quite quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice. I heard that! What is she here? I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow, she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. Hey! Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof as she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited. No, wait, importantly, who isn't there? There's no club meetings today. She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here? You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hee-chan. She wags her finger at me scoldingly. You two are fun as well. I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy. Oh, sorry. I got the things here. I was just going to bring them. I think you're up to some mischief, Hee-chan. Who was in there with you? I wonder. Misha sighs something quietly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. Indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders from suppressing rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, and turning to sign furiously at Misha. Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand. Aww! Oh, both of you are adorable. Everyone's adorable, what am I saying? She shoots a very loaded stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is slipping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness. Hello? Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door and it takes a few blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face. Hello. Miss Tezuka, what do you think you were doing? You're absolutely not permitted to use school property for such disgraceful activity. As it certainly is, it sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular. All the girls have different art styles. Huh. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune and Misha's scolding, so they've no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulders, points at Rin, and makes some quick signs. Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore. Anyways, how is your project going? Will it be done for the festival? Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure. Shizune's cold glare is putting on her. I keep wondering about that myself too. And we'll think about it harder. As Misha signs her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it. Rin nods assertively. We'll think more seriously. Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't. Not even after translation. Yeah, no, I'm reacting like Misha to that. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude. It's true that I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to the unforeseen future. Man, Rin, you are... That is mood. She is so real for that. Oh, she is so real for that. Oh my god. I feel that. I'm about to ask what project she has, and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom. There sure are a lot of birds outside my house. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? Sure, I've got 2 of them. This paint doesn't fit my bag. This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it. She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor next to the table she was sitting and sleeping on. It lets out a dull clang. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Heavy. Yeah, sure, where do you need to take it? Away. And with that, she takes off to the hallway. Me and the paint can following since there's little choice for either of us. Hallway is quiet and empty now with Shizune and Misha gone, so we two leave towards the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because a thin candle, cuts into my palm. Yeah, oh god. This part of the school looks a lot prettier. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching. Or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems that one of us is consistently walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. Two flights of the stair below, Trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Ah, Mr. Nakai, what a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively, because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of this handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about this interruption either. Drop the can while he talks then. It's about your medication. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we'll do a few tests regularly, but what I want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything, and come see me if something happens. Alright. So, how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently, this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I had to say something as generic as an answer, but I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems so concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Yeah, no, that is so real. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers down my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. What? That's great. Also, one other thing. My sources tell me you've been neither at school track. You've been at neither the school track nor even the pool. So I'd like to know if you've been taking up exercising as I said. Of course I haven't, but his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me. That is such. I just happen to know a few people. But that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up the can a few times, like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone. Hezekiah, would you give us a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which she didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you're still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. Yeah, he's got a point. He's actually, like, this is an actual medical thing. The reason I'm coming down on you hard is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? I'm gonna save right here, but why would you ever... Yeah, why wouldn't I? Yeah, I promise, definitely. He studies me for a moment, then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. Go to the school track tomorrow morning. You'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms of offering consultation if you want to jog a bit. It's gonna be Amy, isn't it? Consultation? See you around. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale light fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medication for your heart thingy? Were you listening? Comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out at her. But even so, I don't really want... Well, I mean, I don't think she was trying to listen so much as she was, oh, hey, I've got 3 people watching this stream, by the way. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. But even so, I really don't want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality, too. Talking about that kind of thing in public. Who cares? It's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps staring at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further, nor displays any kind of emotion I can discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still quite not used to all this. At the hospital it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building, and Rin leads us onwards towards the dorm. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design of the school. The entire wall, made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself, has been covered up with some sort of a painting. Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. And suddenly, it was morning. You mean sleep. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping me through the negative spaces and the base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big area if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better and it's faster too. She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm, or whatever if there actually is, to demonstrate, even though I already got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past few days. Well, Misha seems... The girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, with the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering. I kind of do get what he's saying, though. It's, especially when you're really, like, sad and depressed. This doesn't really happen when I'm around people, because you know when there's a lot of people and a lot of friends around, you can hang out with them and it's a lot of fun, but if there's a lot of people in the vicinity and you're just feeling down and lonely, it's kind of hard to, you know, talk to, especially since I'm known as, like, you know, oh, the party guy, I'm the fun guy, I'm the get up there and be the exciting guy, but sometimes even you feel a little... Why am I telling that? Why am I saying this? What am I saying? What am I saying? Why am I saying all this? Whatever. It's because it's your fault. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure... Trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure out that before it's too late and all hope is lost. Bro, Rin is so... Why is Rin so relatable, though? Why would the hope be lost? Because the paint has to be painted, and then it has to be dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project. You did this. Yes, yes. All of it? Yes. Nice, but... I stumbled with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into a minefield of political incorrectness. It's okay, you could say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush really hard. I don't know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels like I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward. Don't you want to ask how you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With 5 feet. I almost guessed it already. Isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was at using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us have anything more to add to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that at all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Well, paintings tend to be flat. Not like that flat, you know, flat. Like, some people are substance, no meat where there should be some. I know a few girls... Okay, I get it, but I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name many artistic terms. Damn! 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 Okay. Okay, Rin. I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that, saying, "Suit yourself," without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I don't think I'd actually get any work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could actually do a little before it's way too dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any. Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm really not sure if I could be of any help, though. It's just mixing some paints. You can do that. Probably. Do you have motor control problems like, you know, those people who have some cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Heart thinky has nothing to do with that. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So she sits on an empty wooden box and naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new, monotone hue. Rin sets to work every now and then. Rin sets to work every now and then, asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl finds apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last milliliter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. I feel like I'm guilty of this myself sometimes. To be fair, I don't really do drawing art. I'm more of a writer, so... At half a splash of green. I crouched down to pick up the can of bright green. Hey, this song. The other green, this green. Carefully pour the other green paint into the mixing bowl. Instead of just calling it green, since they're all... Why not, like, name specific green names? Like, turquoise is blue, right? Like, light green or leaf green. Tell me which one is what. No, that's almost a whole can. No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add? No idea, you're the artist here. A hint of a smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white. With this explanation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream, but you can't remember it. I'm gonna be honest, Rin, I have no idea what... I do... I also have no idea what... Maybe it's yellow. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the changes of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a painting being born on a plastered wall feels like magic. I spend most of the moments I have between mixing paint, crouching down on the pavement and just looking at her work. Feels slightly intrusive at best, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues, as if there is some need to conserve words and breath and sound. Well, yeah, talking, believe it or not, talking does take a bit of energy. Whoa. We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. And that's a day. Day 3. Okay, a day is roughly an hour. The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into an unpleasant state of wakefulness. I linger under the blankets for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise while making excuses for why I already haven't. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here all day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still has not faded, I think. Oh, is it Monday? Oh. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they're going to let me get away that easily. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with the talk of exercising as well. Then go do it! So eventually, I do rise up, swallow the morning medications, and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't get issued with a gym outfit. I had ordered some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they could get new life this way. A bit like me. After all, if I'm going to start taking care of myself, I can't afford to slack around. I'll start from the basics. Basics, which include keeping the rest of my body in shape, along with what little I can do to strengthen my heart. Maybe then I could go back to something approaching a normal life, or at least something where I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only one present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track lightly, like a half-mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? Is a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps around at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he is oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health and his prompting to do so. Why, you don't want to get fit? And even with things being the way they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way early. Oh, you're a morning exerciser. I see. I'm not a morning exerciser. I'm an afternoon guy. The fact that I would be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. I leave, but it feels like my former assailant has noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning, your name is Hisao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remembered my name. You may not remember me, Twin Tails! I love Twin Tails. Emmy, I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Emmy has a decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that. Again. Well, as long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great! I'm not sure if she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant that the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh, I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. Really? What, are you saying I don't look like I could be a spy? No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid he would have someone to watch my every move. Unless you're here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons, but... The nurse just asked me if I've seen a messy hair transfer student who looks like he's kind of lost around the track. So why are you down here? Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. Training! For what? Track! I see, you're on the track team then. Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the better runners too. Aww! And modest about it too. Hey, you should join up. Wait, I feel like Emmy's got like the standard art style in some sprites and not in others. That's interesting. Like you can really tell a lot about like the soul of a visual novel by like looking at the characters. Hey, you should join up. Like she is like the standard Katawa Shoujo. This is like a standard Katawa Shoujo art style sprite. It's good exercise, you know? I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. Now, I'm not sure I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, you know? It's true, I never even really got that much into soccer. You and me both. Like, I do exercise, you know? I you know, being fit, looking good, you know, got lots of reasons to do so, but I don't really, you know, I don't really do it out of a... I mean, I'd run around with but, you know, it's just maintenance, I guess, for me. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, and, you know, I guess also a way to blow off steam. Depending on the day. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I played. It wasn't for the glory to be found in the field, that's for sure. Well, who knows? Exercise can lead to glory, though. But yeah, I don't really... I feel that. Emmy seems to understand my meaning. I see, not into the whole organization thing. Yeah, like, this is a little... Look at that. Is it, or am I just going crazy? Maybe I'm going crazy. Actually, never mind. Maybe I'm going crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. But now that you're here, I guess we're going to run together, huh? Sure, I guess. Emmy seems pleased. Aww. Are you going to warm up? Real men don't warm up. Oh no, you should always warm up. Bad Hisao. Aww. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans over. Oh, she's adorable. I hate warming up too. She laughs suddenly. Heck, and I don't even have to stretch my legs. As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go. So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. Emmy moves fluently, throwing herself into the run with a sort of wild abandon. I find myself concentrating more on running properly. Oh god, I feel that. Hands spread, right? Something like hitting the balls of... Okay, well, I don't... Okay, well... Okay, never mind. You lost me with these two. Try to match my stride to Emmy's, but it's pretty difficult. Apparently, I'm not very good at it. Maybe Emmy could help me with that sometime. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today, and slow to walk pretty quickly. Interesting. Emmy keeps running and doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily to contrast my own somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah, I'm not in very good shape right now. Emmy nods and grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. Well, the important thing is you started, right? Next time, you just have to try to hold out longer, then longer, and eventually you'll be great. I'll keep that in mind. I think right now I'm going to get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly. Nah, I've got plenty of time. I notice that she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I gotta finish my routine. See you later, Hisao. Yeah, see ya. I'm not sure whether this morning's experiment was a success or failure, but I'll admit that I feel slightly good about getting out there this morning. And like Emmy said, I just need to keep at it in order to get better, right? Practice makes perfect, or something like that. It's nice at least to feel like I've taken some semblance of control over my own health. I'll have to try to keep this up. I head back to the dorms to wash and change into my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. Why not? Oh! Oh, right! You exercise before class. I'm tired from all the running, so I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting to school before the morning rush. Holy shit, wait, you... Oh my god. Oh, I could not do that. I could never. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not built for that kind of stuff. Like, in the morning, yikes. After taking a long shower anyway, I dry myself off and get out of the stall to put on my clothes. What the hell? Out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the mist, looming and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. Sup? What the hell? Dude! What are you doing? Kenji, sup? What are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me. What's your problem? I should be asking you that. I've been looking for you all over the place, man. What do you mean all over the place? What asking me if he's looking for me like that stark naked, but I hold my tongue back. I feel like I realize I'm naked too, and quickly hold my shirt in front of me, but Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged up. But then why doesn't he wipe them off? Is his vision so bad it's like he's perpetually seeing through fog? You know, your room and... Yeah, that's it. Hey, I mean, I still had to get up, though. Whatever, it's not important. Can I borrow some money? What? He puts on an innocent face and looks away, trying very hard to look casual. It doesn't work. He's as transparent as his window pane-sized glasses. Talking neutral like this, wearing nothing, it feels awkward. Yeah, dude, what? Actually, it's somehow even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked, to say nothing of the fact that he's naked as well. I try to brush the feeling off with little success. Money, sure. Awesome. Wait, why do you need it? Can't you just give it to me because I had the goodwill not to run through your pockets while you were in the shower? I could have, but I exercised restraint. In the end, isn't it the thought that counts? Come on, be a pal. What the hell? This makes no sense. If it's the thought that counts, I should withhold payment, since his thoughts were so clearly impure, and his intentions are probably more sinister, since he can't tell me what they are, I say. I say as much to him. I'm offended, man. If that's your case, I'm offended, man, but if that is your game, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order a pizza, and I already have most of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest. I get some of the pizza too, right? No. Are you serious? Yeah, I would give you some, but you have class and you don't have time to eat a pizza. What about you? I'm not going to class and I have to wait for pizza and pay the guy, and then eat it. It's not easy. I have to attain the pizza stealthily, and if you don't, everyone will see you and the pizza, and they'll ask for a slice. It's a hard world out there. Everyone wants a piece, and you're left pizzaless in an unforgiving world. It happened before. That's how I know. This has got to be like the weirdest fucking guy I've met. Every day I plan my vengeance so that when the people who wronged me order a pizza, I will be there. Ever vigilant. Kenji strikes a dramatic pose completely without irony. This guy is even a lot crazier than me. But yeah, I only need like 400 yen. Please, you're my only hope. I can't go outside and buy my own pizza. It's too far. Trying to God unless it's carefully necessary. Let me tell you what happened the last time I went out without carefully planning it out in advance. As I say, I don't remember what I was doing. Something? Standing. Maybe wondering how I got there. And then out of nowhere, it happened. Like a flash of lightning splitting the sky, like he split a sandwich into 2 equal pieces to make it more manageable to hold and eat. Like a bird crapped on my head. Oh! Oh! Okay, actually, you know what? Understandable. It was the second most shocking moment of my life. What was the first? He ignored the and keeps going. I want to grab him and shaking. Is he just trying to keep momentum? I'll go with that, even though it's more likely he just didn't hear me. It's like the opening to some kind of anime show. You know how there's always a part where the main dude is fighting his rival, they fly at each other and clash swords, and there's like a big dramatic colored R's and zoom? It's like that, but with poo. I don't need to know that, buddy. So yeah, I need some money. Please don't leave me hanging, man. I only need like 1,000 yen. Thought it was 400. Okay. What? I'll pay you back, I swear. You better, since that's what it means to borrow stuff. I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. You have 1 week. Kenji winces and makes a noise like a dying cow, a particularly disturbing fact given that his baton is conducting freely. You're not supposed to be tight-assed about money between brothers in arms. Men haven't bad enough as is. I'm not reading that last line. Doesn't mean anything unless you're a porn star. The fuck? So maybe I'm not right. Wouldn't feminists be against pornography in the first place? Depends on the type. It's feminist agenda stuff again. This stuff is important. I can see you don't give a shit, but this is serious here. Feminists are a dangerous enemy. Make no mistake. You take them lightly and you'll wake up in the morning with the knife in your back. Bam, out of nowhere. How do you wake up in the morning if someone stabbed you in your sleep? Women are terrible at stabbing things. I thought you just said you don't take them lightly. Well, I mean, don't take them lightly for the... lightly for the big things. What? Isn't the stereotype usually the other way around? And say it's now, mother. You're being ridiculous. Someone would notice a big fortress with only women in it. What? Who said it was on Earth? What? Turn away from Kenji and practice frowning faces. Practice frowning faces in the mirror so that I could figure out what kind of frown would be the best to express my emotions. He can't see me from this distance anyway, which unfortunately means he could just ranting without any regard to sense or sensibility. There's a war going on, a war not many more know about, but it's a great one that will one day boil over and encompass all of the known world, and we have to pick sides and we have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. Imagine it. A bloody battlefield, a vicious conflict without end. I'm just trying to hold on. I almost gave up when I thought this cause was silly, when I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight, when I mistook the time the power went out to a feminist raid, and I thought the end was near. But in the end, I realized if I gave up, it would be all over, and I was like, whoa, and I knew I had to get serious, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. It's about duty. It must be a pretty crappy movement if it hinges on one naked guy ranting in the bathroom and another naked. So can I have the money? He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked and I want to go to class, so I agree to spot him the money. What the hell? We should go bowling later on. Bowling? Yeah, it's the ultimate sport. There are also no women bowlers either, making it the manliest sport. Wouldn't football, like American-style football or rugby, be the manliest sport, considering that's... Should I wear my pink bowling shirt? Isn't that not manly? There are bowling clothes? Maybe. Anyway, you better pay me back. I can pay you back in stuff, right? I don't have the time to ask to elaborate on what that means. I don't know. I have to get to class and you're kind of in the way. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to hold you up. And I have some stuff to do myself. The time has come. The time for what? I just like saying that. I should do that myself, actually. I should say the time has come more often. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I have to use the bathroom. Get out of it. I was just going to. What does that mean? It's a big bathroom. Wait, do you share bathrooms or something? So I have to be alone or I can't go. The pressure. Okay, what if someone else comes in? I'll think of something. I give him my practice frown. It looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. He either doesn't notice or doesn't see anyway, so I get dressed and run back to my room, feeling as if though an eternity has passed since I woke up. This is a time I will never get back. I'll get him for this. You should have charged interest. Right now, I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today. Although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, I'm sitting alone here. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of the desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize it's a good time, as good a reason to stay up for now, and stop coming to class so early later. Huh? What do you mean? Well, you could... Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside the hallway, and Lily's tall figures appear in the doorway. She's not in this class, she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though. After straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom. Excuse me. She calls into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the sounds might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily. Hisao, good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely. If I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako today by any chance? No, she seems to come in only just before the bells ring, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way. It's not the weekend, is it? I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so anyway. Aw, thank you, Lily. She understands. Lily understands. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today, the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Yeah. I would do that. Maybe that's why it's so quiet today. Hi. Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hi, Hee-chan. Hi. Look, it's a class representative. Hello. Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? Right? I'm not. Lily seems a bit more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realize that Lily might not actually know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she's talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune to be the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. Decide to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You're here even earlier than us! Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotional on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so saying something like that definitely could be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival is coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their project budget report for their events. Even the first year, except you. Wahaha. There's still some time to hand it in, isn't there? Today, the deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had to my way, I'd have all the necessary paperwork days ago, but someone had to say, deadline, please extend it. Oh. Yes, that was me. Planning on something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work together on such a complex issue completely. I see. They're definitely like planners, but she's more like the get it done on time, chop, 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 and she's more like methodical, you know, like she's more about speed, more about scale. I see it. These three. You want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class's event, handling the same matter for every class in the school, and then some? The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her lips and stands up straight. Wow, she really is getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Esau, it's alright. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but I'm a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed to think you have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please? She might not have it on her at this exact second. It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class. She emphasizes... Students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune, and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess word must have gotten around, so she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. What? It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something you should just be delegating away. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. That kind of disregard for proper procedure is really terrible. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I'll apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay. Although Misha missed Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn about being offended by Lily's darning and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop something off that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but she can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal. And what's with that attitude? I said it's not something that you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative, or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lily's challenge is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Oh, come on, you 2. Come on, you 3. Get along. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course, you do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you. Lily tightens her lip at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without a hint of the sarcasm they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other. But this seems a little much. It seems like Lily is getting ready and is ready to push back. Whoa! Yo! Yo! Whoa! Animations! I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have it finished all your student council so quickly you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. Jesus, you're right. The difference between us is like heaven and hell. It's not hard to guess which one you might represent. Dang! Air between the ripples with the heat of their amenity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she is beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Hee-chan, don't you slack off either. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hee-chan? You are, aren't you? Then, I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person. I don't understand why... Shit. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, no. What do I do? Oh, choices, choices, choices. I don't want to alienate them, though. Oh. Oh, but I don't want to alienate. I don't want to alienate Lily, but I don't want to get. I don't want to. Oh. So this is. I feel like I should say this, but this is what I'd say. Realist.
What do I do, guys? Oh, oh, what do I do?
Well, I helped out with the painting, right? Why am I being dragged into this again? I've done more than enough, I think. If you're angry with Lily, that has nothing to do with me. Now, wait a second. Are you implying the president is more right in scolding me than yourself? Ah, damn, I think I could have worded that better. Fuck! They track what choices you've made. I could go back and choose the other one, but no, I don't know about that. I mean, what are you saying, Hichan? It's just that it's hardly fair. I think you could say that saying since I've helped you guys. The mood has changed. This is like a showdown between. Did I make the wrong choice? Well, it was like that before too, but this time I feel like Shizune's focus is on me. So is Lily, though she keeps quiet. I'm afraid I inadvertently pissed her off. Are you saying I'm wrong? What a dangerous situation. Too early to argue with you. Yes, I think it's unfair of you to get on my case. Hichan, you want too much, but you have a point. Okay, you're not lazy, Hichan. Ha ha ha. Shizune pushed up her glasses with her thumb almost approvingly. That's good. If you're not useless, you shouldn't let anyone say you are. But the next time I say, it'll really be because you're disappointing me like this class rep here, so don't let this to go to your head. Lily takes a jab silently, a venomous visage frozen on her face. Class rep Shi-chan says, don't forget that report, please. I won't. Would that be all? Yup. Then good day to you all. Her voice would cut the air of the classroom in half if it were more tangible. Lily leaves the room, understandably in a bad mood, but still managing to be as poised and calm as usual. Shizune, you really did go a little too far today. It's true, Shi-chan, just a little. If I had been expecting Shizune to grudgingly admit, I have a point there as well. I think I was expecting too much. She doesn't respond. Hahaha, Shi-chan thinks you should mind your own business. Shi-chan, we have a few last-minute things to take care of before class. We might be late, so can you please cover for us? Yeah. Perfect. Yay, okay, thanks, Shi-chan. They walk outside even though they're 10 minutes before the bell will ring, signaling the start of class. Hanako doesn't come into the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of the morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn to the pages of my textbook lazily. We're covering the same amount of pages each day, so reading ahead is more or less giving me a preview of what tomorrow's lesson will be about. I feel kind of bad. Clock at the front. Oh, god damn it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of the chalk on the blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, not noticing Misha's head poking my shoulder until she is almost on top of me. What are you doing? Trying to balance between being quiet enough not to draw attention to myself, but loud enough to draw hers. What are you doing, Hichan? Panic shoots through me as Misha starts talking in a normal volume, and I sputter out a hasty reply, still keeping my voice down despite the fact that she just blew my hope of being as discreet I may have had. Copying down stuff, what are you doing? Why so loud? Oh, really? But it's all in the book. Then that's why no one else is copying it down. No, why are you so loud? Why so quiet, Hichan? It's hard to hear you. I look around to see if anyone is noticing our conversation. It's pretty obvious that everyone has, even the teacher. Shizune's smiling coyly, and I start to wonder if Misha's doing this because I told her to. Is it because of what happened between her and Lily earlier? This is what I get for trying to be reasonable, for trying to take the middle path. Shizune is way too prideful, although I know by now that I should know to expect this kind of a behavior from her. Why are you doing this? Huh? Misha's totally oblivious to the awkward stare the teacher's giving both of us while trying to balance her textbook on one finger. For a brief second, it looks like things could get ugly, but the teacher simply looks away, as if it's not worth the trouble. I guess it's a good thing. I slump back into my seat in relief. The rest of the day passes by uneventfully, and this time I'm unable to appreciate that it does. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with the crowding in the hallways. I always like the crowded hallways, I don't know why. Well, I like the crowds, I don't like the crowding. Seeing people, it's nice. I noticed Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Misha's trying desperately to keep up, but clearly she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Probably way over my head. Not just that, but Shizune also seems angry, although it could just be her normal severity, making it appear so. Was there like an option to like outright side with Shizune that I just didn't get because of the previous choices I made in the game? That's a possibility, by the way. Shizune sighs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to split it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that, she has to sign back with anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired like she's about to faint. Poor Misha. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished, and the girls sit down on their seats again. I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in the school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. Probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune starts signing at me, and Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. Well, we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. Sarcasm? Huh? The tone of Shizune's actions makes it feel like she is speaking with disdain, but Misha interprets it normally, replacing whatever intent she may have had there with her own chipper twist on things. It's still disorienting. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. Never mind. How could I forget with you two trying to get me to join at least twice a day? Well, why not? But Ichan, some could say the work is a little too much. The work is too much. She likes you, doesn't she? It'd be nice if the students were the ones to show a little more support for their leadership, some appreciation to the ones who are working so hard to make it all possible. Maybe some, for example, a little help. That's asking too much, is it? Yep, help would be appreciated from students like you, Tilde. Students like you would show their dedication and school spirit and offer some help. Well, I don't exactly need it. I wouldn't necessarily refuse it, so it'd be nice if someone could. Oh, hello. I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Yay, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she is showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. Aw, don't do that. They seem to have momentarily forgotten about trying to get me to stay for the rest of the day. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, Sato's not here. She came by this morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual stubborn gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she's intimidating enough as is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It's a little funny, though, watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of different extremes meet. It seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in their classroom working on their festival project. But who knows where that woman is loitering at? She might be slacking off somewhere just like Hee-chan. Wahaha. Yeah, this is what Shizune... What is it with Shizune and her need to point out stuff like this? Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, we were trying really hard to make the festival happen. And driving other people insane along the way. Well, good luck with that. Stand up to make my leave, making my exit before either of them manage to berate me anymore for slacking off. The halls are somewhat quiet. It's expected. Everyone must be in club meetings or festival preparations, or both. Shizune's words about being a slacker echo in my head. I feel a bit guilty about not contributing, but I seem to lack the resolve to do something concrete about the manor. For the festival, it's already too late unless I count helping Shizune and Misha, which I naturally don't. And clubs, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of person. Okay. I know we're not at the end of the day yet. My throat hurts. Should I leave it off at here? No response. Yeah, I think I will leave it off right here. I know we're not at the end of the day yet. I know we're like... Okay. Whoa! Whoa! Wait. Whoa! Wait. I didn't know about this. Oh, are there... Oh, I feel like there's a bunch of stuff I haven't... Oh... I'm gonna have to check this in my own time, guys. Oh my god. Okay. I think I will leave it off at that for now. I feel like we reached a good stopping point. There's a bunch of stuff I need to do, so yeah, apologies. I just realized how much my ahoge wobbles when I shake my head. Ha, 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 yeah, ha. Anyways, okay, enough fooling around. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, folks. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment. Sunday, I'll probably just be streaming Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace. And I probably might have an irregular streaming schedule. Or I might be streaming a bit irregularly, starting just for next week. So instead of Wednesday, it might be on Tuesday and Thursday. Instead of Wednesday, Friday, it might be Tuesday and Thursday. Because there's something a friend of mine said he wanted to do with me. So, you know, just for collabs and stuff like that, I figure, you know, might as well go help someone out. Yes, please give a like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't done so already. And make sure to smash that bell. And that is that for today. Okay. Sky's up, and you guys are awesome. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.